Hey, what's going on, people? I hope you guys are doing good. Today, we're gonna be talking about these two phones, the Galaxy S22 Ultra versus the iPhone 13 Pro Max. We're gonna put these phones head to head to find out which one is best, especially after the updates that have just gotten pushed out to both of these phones. So, let's do this. So we're taking a break from the city vibe and we're actually out here in nature. There's gators all around us. We're living our life on the edge. And speaking of edge, let's talk about the edges of these phones. God, that was cheesy. When it comes to design, both of these phones are very different, but at the same time, it's nothing new. So for instance, the Galaxy S22 Ultra borrows the design of the Note 20 Ultra, and of course the iPhone 13 Pro Max looks very similar to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Really the biggest difference here between the two and their previous iterations is the camera module. The iPhone 13 Pro Max has a bigger camera module versus the 12 Pro Max, and really they just did away with the camera module on the Galaxy S22 Ultra, which I think looks a little bit cleaner. Also, let me know, which color do you like better, the green or the blue? The custom blue on the S22 Ultra just speaks to me. I love the pastel. The green looks good too, and they have like a different feel to them. The matte glass on the S22 Ultra feels a little plasticky, but I kind of like it, whereas this you could definitely tell is glass, but both are very premium in every way. When it comes to the design though, the S22 Ultra is slightly thicker and taller, whereas the iPhone 13 Pro Max is wider and heavier. Personally, I feel the iPhone 13 Pro Max is a little bit harder to use with a single hand due to the sharp edges and the flat glass on the back and the front, whereas the S22 Ultra is a little bit easier to use due to the curved edges, plus it's lighter. And even though I dislike curved displays on the front, it is a little bit easier to use, I have to say. Now, I'm not condoning curved displays. My stance still hasn't changed. I think they're very impractical, especially when you're trying to put a screen protector on your phone. There's not a lot of third-party options out there that are completely functional with the curved display on the S22 Ultra. Plus, they scratch really easy along the sides. But nonetheless, it does make managing the phone a little bit easier compared to the massive iPhone 13 Pro Max. To go along with one-handed use, Samsung has an excellent one-handed mode built into their software, and it makes using this phone super simple with a single hand. They have a one-handed keyboard and a full-on one-handed mode that you can completely customize. The iPhone does have reachability, but if we're being honest, reachability, it sucks. Reachability. That's what reachability does. It's this. Durability-wise, the iPhone 13 Pro Max is slightly more durable when it comes to drop protection. The Galaxy S22 Ultra is no slouch. It does feature Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, but it has several more points of impact, so if you drop it a specific way, it's definitely going to shatter, whereas the iPhone just seems to hold up a little bit more when it comes to drops. Not saying that one is better than the other, because I recommend putting a case and a screen protector on both. The cases that I'm using are from Pitaka. They're not a channel sponsor, but I love them. And the MagEasy case makes being able to use MagSafe accessories with the Galaxy S22 Ultra possible, and I love that. I did a video on it, so click the card at the top to find out my favorite accessories for the S22 Ultra. So when it comes to design, I personally have to give it to the S22 Ultra. I think the design is more modern, it's sleek, it feels good, and it's easier to use with a single hand, which I'm definitely a fan of. Now, it all comes down to personal preference, but personally, I think the iPhone design is getting a little long in the tooth and it's getting a little bit repetitive. Hopefully Apple switches it up, but let me know which one you prefer in the comments below. Now let's talk about multimedia and content consumption. The displays on these phones are incredible, but if I had to pick one over the other, the Galaxy S22 Ultra has a slightly brighter, more vivid, punchy display versus the iPhone, but they're both phenomenal. And in fact, Samsung makes them both, so you really can't go wrong with either or. One area where the iPhone dominates the Galaxy S22 Ultra is sustained brightness. I notice when I'm outside, especially when it's really hot, the Galaxy S22 Ultra tends to dim much faster than the iPhone, but again, it just comes down to where you're at, how you're using your phone, and personal preference. I do like the customizable modes on the S22 Ultra, being able to select natural, vivid, or even go in and dial your own settings. That's really awesome. The iPhone pretty much is what you get. So whatever Apple decides to pick, that's what you get. Nothing wrong with that. If you like a very natural look, you can't go wrong with the iPhone. Plus, both support 120 Hertz, which is awesome. Consuming content on both of these, whether you're watching movies, a TV show, or playing a game, is gonna be a great experience. so you really can't go wrong. So when it comes to speakers, both of these phones feature stereo speakers and they sound great. The S22 Ultra gets slightly louder, but it's also a little bit more tinny compared to the iPhone, which has a little bit more depth and detail. Here's an example of what these speakers sound like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one do you prefer?
5,000 years ago, Kondak was a melting pot of cultures, wealth, power, and magic. Yet most of us had nothing, except for the chains around our necks. Kondak needed a hero. Instead, they got me. I did what needed to be done, and they imprisoned me for it. Now,
So it's about to rain. We're gonna have to wrap this up soon because it's already starting to sprinkle, but in any case, we have to talk about hardware and performance. The Galaxy S22 Ultra is rocking the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor with up to 12 gigabytes of RAM. Really powerful combination right here. It's perfect for day-to-day stuff. I've noticed no lag, no stutters or anything like that. Now, there is some controversy around gaming because Samsung was throttling the gaming performance on the Snapdragon models when it comes to the S22 Ultra. However, with the recent update, you can work around that. And honestly, I don't find any issues when it comes to gaming on this phone. The iPhone, however, features the A15 Bionic. It is a more powerful processor. It comes with 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is plenty for iOS. Gaming is fine, day-to-day stuff is fine. Really, you're not gonna run into any issues when it comes to power or performance with either of these phones. But the Galaxy S22 Ultra takes advantage of these specs a little bit more than the iPhone because of the limitation of iOS. This has always been the case. Android is a little bit more open source, so you can get more use out of these specs, especially with Samsung's One UI software because of Dex and things like that. So now let's talk about software. When it comes to software, it's Android versus iOS. The constant battle. Android users swear by Android because the customization and all the additional things that you can do because it's more open source, whereas iOS users swear by iOS because it just works. It's easier to use. Both feature tons of advanced features, including iOS. Despite its simplicity, there's still a lot of really advanced features buried within the settings, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max takes full advantage of these settings, like the ability to double tap the back and then assign a certain gesture or app to that gesture. It works really well. There's a lot of other things that you can do inside of iOS 15, and I really do enjoy iOS. I'm an iOS user, and the experience is great. It's just getting a bit stale. I have to say, I wish they would switch it up a little bit more and add some freshness to iOS. In any case, it's fine. Android 12 and One UI 4.1 on the S22 Ultra, however, is better. It's more customizable. It takes advantage of the hardware a little bit more. You have tons of multitasking features like multi-window, floating window, you can pin apps. Not to mention the S Pen has its own set of features, like tons of them. You can sign documents, edit photos, you can even play games with the S Pen. So you're getting tons of functionality out of the S22 Ultra. If you're looking for a more user-friendly, simple experience, iOS on the iPhone 13 Pro Max is the way to go. But if you're looking for functionality, multitasking, and really getting the most out of your phone, you can't beat the S22 Ultra. In fact, Dex takes full advantage of the Galaxy S22 Ultra's hardware. Even though the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 may not be as powerful as the A15 Bionic, when you load up Dex, it's taking advantage of the capabilities of this processor as well as the 12 gigabytes of RAM. You can run like 12 apps at the same time in Dex. You can video edit. You can truly multitask because it practically turns your phone into a Chromebook once you hook up a wireless mouse and keyboard and display to this phone. It's really powerful. I love the software experience on this phone. Another thing to consider is security and routine updates, and both of these phones are excellent in that aspect. Samsung has pretty much taken the throne when it comes to delivering routine Android updates. Not only do you get monthly security patches, but they deliver new features like every 2 to 3 months, and they're supporting their phones for even longer now. But ultimately, you really can't beat Apple and their updates. Like, their update cycle is great. They push out updates to phones that are like 4 or 5 years old, which is crazy, and they still bring new features. But there is one caveat to all this. When it comes to updates on the iPhone, you get them as soon as they become available. It doesn't matter what carrier you're on. As soon as Apple releases that update, it's gonna be pushed to your iPhone. Whereas on the Galaxy, if you have an unlocked Galaxy, you'll get them routinely, it's fine. If you have a Galaxy through like Verizon or maybe a different carrier, sometimes you won't receive that update for 1, 2, maybe even 3 months down the road, which is a bit of a problem. So it just depends on what model you have. Do you have it through a carrier? Is it unlocked? Is it the Snapdragon version? Is it the Exynos version? So all of that matters. For me, I have the unlocked Snapdragon model and I get them really quick. So that's just something to consider. So the last thing that we need to talk about before we jump into the camera is battery life. Both of these phones have excellent battery life. The Galaxy S22 Ultra has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, whereas the iPhone 13 Pro Max has a little bit larger than a 4,300 milliamp hour battery. But like I said, battery life is excellent on both. They'll easily last you a full day plus some. However, I have to give the advantage to the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Here's a quick chart that shows you my results, and as you can see, the iPhone 13 Pro Max outperforms the Galaxy S22 Ultra, but it's only slightly, and that's because the standby time on the iPhone 13 Pro Max is amazing. But the Galaxy S22 Ultra does have a few tricks up its sleeve when it comes to power management. So you can go into the power saving modes on the Galaxy S22 Ultra and completely customize them to squeeze even more battery life out of this phone. Plus, it does feature reverse wireless charging, which is nice, especially if you have like Galaxy Buds or a Galaxy Watch. And on top of that, the Galaxy S22 Ultra charges at 45 watts versus the 27 watts on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that makes a big difference when it comes to charging times. Take a look for yourself. Last but certainly not least, we have to talk about camera performance, which I'm sure most of you guys are here for. But to do that, we have to head to the studio in order to take a look at the photos and videos and do a quick comparison. So let's do that. So we're in the office. It's time to take a look at those pictures from the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Let's talk about my results. Both of these phones have excellent cameras and you really can't go wrong with either. However, there are a few notable differences. The iPhone has larger sensors, which can definitely be seen in these photos. The natural depth of field the iPhone produces is stunning, and it reminds me of what you would get from like a point and shoot camera. The downside to the larger sensor is that less of your subject could be in focus. It's not a big deal, but something that you should keep in mind. The S22 Ultra makes up for having a smaller sensor with pixel binning since it compresses the 108 megapixels down to 12 megapixels, which results in a sharper image with less noise. Additionally, you can take advantage of the 108 megapixel mode and do quite a bit of cropping, which is useful for posting on social media. During the day, both phones perform great, but one thing I've noticed is how much colder the S22 Ultra is. In nearly every shot, the S22 Ultra is significantly cooler with more magenta versus the iPhone, which is more warmer with a hint of green. The S22 Ultra also appears to have better dynamic range most of the time. The iPhone tends to crush the shadows more and clip the highlights. It's not consistent, but I notice it more than not. Both phones are very sharp, but personally I think the S22 Ultra captures more detail most of the time. Flare control is also good on both, but during the day the iPhone tends to do slightly better, but this will change once we start talking about low light. Both phones can also shoot RAW photos. The S22 Ultra uses the DNG format while the iPhone uses ProRAW. Both formats are excellent inside of Lightroom and other photo editing apps. The S22 Ultra takes things a little bit further with a built-in Pro mode, which is something the iPhone really could benefit from. The selfie camera is also very capable on both phones for photos and videos. However, I feel the iPhone might have the advantage here, especially for video. So here's a quick front-facing camera test. We have the iPhone 13 Pro Max over here on the left, and then we have the Galaxy S22 Ultra on my right. Not sure how that correlates to how you're seeing it, but that's how I'm seeing it. So let me know what you think of the video quality as well as the audio quality. From what I'm seeing, it looks like the Galaxy is definitely more punched in than the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And oh, by the way, these are both in 4K 30 frames per second. So figure I'll throw that out there. But let me know, how's the audio sound? How's the background isolation or noise cancellation sound? And let me know what you think. The same thing can be said about the video on the rear-facing camera. It's not a huge difference in quality during the day, but I just prefer the color, sharpness, and dynamic range on the iPhone. The S22 Ultra does have more flexibility here since it has more resolution and frame rate options, including 8K 24p. It also has a built-in Pro Video mode, which is great for getting a certain look to your video. That said, the iPhone does shoot in ProRes on all cameras, which is useful for some people. For most people, I think the overall versatility of the S22 Ultra is more polarizing. While the iPhone does have a 3x telephoto, the Galaxy S22 Ultra features a 3x and 10x optical zoom and up to 100x digital zoom. Digital is usable up to about 30 times during the day, and you're able to get really close to subjects you normally would not be able to get close to. This, in my opinion, makes the S22 Ultra a better phone for taking photos, at least during the day. Moving on to low light, the story changes slightly. The iPhone's bigger sensor really shines here by producing images with overall less noise, but it's still a pretty close comparison. The iPhone is also capable of capturing sharper images with less motion blur due to better processing, since the S22 Ultra tends to slow down the shutter, and the AI just doesn't do as good of a job filling the frame. Flare control on the iPhone is better overall. Overall being the key word here. The iPhone's flares look terrible, but they are much smaller than the S22 Ultra, which has more washed out streaks. That said, it can make for an artistic look, whereas the iPhone still has tiny dots and weird artifact-like flares from time to time. For video, the iPhone is the winner. Both phones are noisy, but thanks to the iPhone's larger sensor, it produces a cleaner image. One thing that is consistent across the board is the color reproduction. Even at night, the S22 Ultra appears colder with more magenta versus the iPhone's greenish warm tones. To wrap up the cameras, it's pretty simple. I prefer the S22 Ultra for taking pictures, especially during the day, and also when it comes to editing photos, since the editor is filled with different features. But for anything video related, I will grab my iPhone 99% of the time. Okay, so there you go. That was my comparison of the Galaxy S22 Ultra versus the iPhone 13 Pro Max. In conclusion, I really like both phones, and it's hard for me to pick one over the other. Fortunately, I am in a blessed position to be able to use both, but if I had to pick one and I was not tied down to an ecosystem, I would probably go with the Galaxy S22 Ultra just because I like all of the features built into the software, I like the phone itself, I really like the S Pen, and the camera is good enough for everything that I need it to do. The iPhone does have a better camera, but I'm starting to get bored of iOS. Even though I am an iPhone user every single day, this is my daily phone, and this is my secondary phone, I am getting bored of the iPhone, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section, which phone do you prefer? Which one would you buy today if you had the money and you had to choose? Also, let me know what other videos you want to see on either one of these phones. I really look forward to hearing from you guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next one.